All right, we are live. What's going on, everybody? We are back in the building. It is your boy, Sean Lou.
It's your boy, Q. What it do?
We are coming back at Two Black Eyes, hitting you back up one more time. We are going to cover another topic on today. We hope that you all are doing all well and all good. For all of you that are checking in with us, please click like and subscribe. You know, it would really help out the channel. We got a lot of big things coming up, so just stay tuned. I know we're kind of getting off to a slow start, but we're starting. So, you know, at least it's been like a 3-4 year start, but we're starting. We're getting there. So
slow motion is still motion.
As long as we're making progress, that's all that matters. We're going to go ahead and dive into our topic on today. So today's topic, we are going to cover our top movie martial artists. All right. Now, what does this mean, movie martial artists? This means that we're covering everybody that we can think of, from Jackie Chan to Donnie Yen, Jet Li, doggone, who else am I missing?
Michael Jai White, Bruce Lee. You could even go as far as old school Chuck Norris,
Bolo Young, any of those guys. So we're covering, guys. We may not necessarily get a lot of those guys in there, but of course, they're always going to be our honorable mentions. If you guys know of anybody, Chuck Norris is the man. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Anytime, look. You fought Bruce. Sorry. You go to the top. Sorry.
That was a setup.
Still.
That was a set. Like, it was a setup for, it was a setup on Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even took that fight.
Well, I mean, when you got to think about it, Chuck was just a martial artist. He was not a movie actor. He was just a martial artist at the time. Hell, if you're just a martial artist, I mean, mind you, he was a champion. He had just won the American Championship at the time. But at the same time, you are a champion fighter who never really been exposed to movies or anything like that. And then you're being challenged because Bruce went to him like, "Hey, yeah, I want to fight you and kill you in a movie." And honestly, who the hell's gonna turn that down?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be covering.
You ain't lying, because I would have. Hell, I don't even know how to do martial arts.
You know what I'm saying? I
would have done it.
Let Bruce Lee be living today.
Been up there like,
and he'd be like, "Look, I just want to punch you in the face 5 times. Let's do it. No stunt double. Let's do it. Let's go. You're Bruce Lee. Let's do it."
Yeah. Because it's cemented.
Hey.
Yeah.
Is this gonna make the cut when you guys edit the film? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is.
And you know what? But that tell you the genius of Bruce Lee. He was so far ahead of his time when it came down to the choreography.
Yes, he was.
Style of fighting.
Yes,
what did you seen in movies?
Because he was one of the first ones that when you made martial arts movies, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the first people that actually came out with like behind the scenes type stuff.
Yeah.
Showing like how like you should take a hit, how you're supposed to react. He's like, I'm going to swing
your
like
body's
this.
supposed to move when they throwing you or when you grappling somebody and stuff like that.
So
and you know what it was is, you go to the old kung fu movies. They were so well choreographed to where it was like you can see it coming.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Unlike Bruce Lee.
No, well, see, here's the thing. A lot of the reason why you look at like especially even though they are cheesy, but I mean you gotta love them because I mean you got back in the day, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't cheesy back in the day. When we watched those kung fu movies back in the day, it was not cheesy. It was like all the crappy special effects and sounds and
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. The way they used to, of course, nobody jumping like 10 feet.
Right. You're not jumping 10, 20
but,
feet.
I mean, come on now. Like, you'll see them jump, and then all of a sudden they come in, you like, oh my God, it's finna go down.
I mean, it really helped. But I mean, one of the main things that kind of that really set them apart, like if you notice a lot of, and I know we said we're doing top fighters, but our conversations just go any way, shape, form, or fashion. Just got to get used to it. In Hong Kong, they would film their martial arts movies in a sense to where like they would actually really, 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 really take time. Like you look at a Hong Kong martial arts movie compared to a Hollywood martial arts movie.
Oh yeah.
And they'll spend they'll take the time to make sure that fight scene looks good. The moves are for the most part decently accurate.
Not only that, the environment.
That too.
The setting. You know what I mean? What all of those films, even when as you go from the old martial arts films, and then you start to get into like the earlier Jackie Chan films and stuff like that, you can see but that is what sets apart a lot of fighters that does film.
Yes.
You know, is not. It's not always the choreograph, but it's how they choreograph.
That's it. That's the reason why a lot of them they'll come into a movie and like if they're not the ones that's choreographing the fight scene, they'll come and just say, if I can't choreograph this fight scene, I'm not doing it. Because they're like, I know what when people watch my movies, I know what they expect of me. So therefore, I can't bring anything less. You know what I'm saying? Than what it is that, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you know, of course. You could lose, you know, they could lose fans, folks just lose interest, whatever the case may be.
But you know another thing too, especially like with those Hong Kong films and Bruce Lee brought that to America.
Yeah.
To when he was doing his films, the people, far as like the background people that you don't know, from the stuntmen, because that's where Jackie Chan started from. He was a stuntman.
He's stuntman.
Bolo Young, wasn't he a stuntman?
Yes, he was.
Stuntman. So like these guys, you know, they're underneath the wing of one of the greats, right? Far as not only just fighting, but film.
Right. So they were able to like look at like
see
the process
and then
look like that.
But look how it influenced. Look how it trickles down. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that trickle down effect and how it's influenced. And then all of a sudden, you know, now Bolo Young is popular because now you're starting to see him in Van Damme films. Jackie Chan is popular. Now he branching off doing his own film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these guys doing his own films, and of course they probably established themselves, you know, in their countries and everything like that. But we just referring to like in America.
When we found out about him, it wasn't years later until after. I mean, like Jackie Chan, of course, was still out in the 70s. You still had people watch because Kung Fu movies were big back in the 70s. So, I mean, one day you guys stay tuned because I'm going to be making my own Kung Fu movies pretty soon. So, you know, like I said, we're moving forward doing big things.
Matter of fact, that's what we need to do is top 10 Kung Fu movies.
Next episode, top 10 Kung Fu movies. You guys got any suggestions? Put them down in the comments.
Yep.
So
whatever you like, expect, you know, from the Deadly Venoms to man,
the old Wu-Tang movies. I remember those.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can still watch those movies.
Oh yeah, I find myself watching them all day. Like I was watching doggone Enter the Dragon the other day, and I'm like, let's go. Yeah. So I mean, you know, I was watching an old Jackie Chan film a while ago. Still, like I said, even though it's cheesy, like I said, it's cheesy to us now because we're spoiled to all the special effects and different things. But even now, it's like you still watch it, and it's like the moves are still relevant, the energy. And so you look at what they're doing, and you look at how it is that, like, you know, they didn't too much use stunt doubles back in those days. It was like for like how Jackie Chan does it today, even though he's retired. But you see how he does it. It's just whoever's going to be in the fight scene, that's who's doing the fight scenes. Every now and then you may get them do something real wild and crazy where they may have to bring in an extra guy or two. But for the most part, it's a solid scene.
Yeah.
Very few cuts. You know what I'm saying?
You know who else did that?
Who was that?
In the new school who did that a lot? If you watch this movies, my boy Tony Jaa.
Yeah, he came and he said he was highly influenced by Jackie Chan.
When you watch the protector scene, when he going up the stairs, when he go against one of the bosses,
one solid cut.
Literally
one solid cut.
Not like the camera frame and see, but see, that's also what like martial arts films did to cinema in general. You know, the position of the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, having that
wide angle, tight angle.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Getting the right shots.
And they get they go get this cousin
facial expression so that they can bring
they'll
out the
show
real
you,
emotion.
Right? You'll see the person, they be like, you'll see the look all in their face of what's going on. Like you can find out that like the king done killed the whole family, and then he just finding out like, oh my God, like my whole family is dead. Like I gotta go for revenge. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
These classics, man, you can't deny them because they're classics. They're called classics for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I know the one thing that so we're talking about Jackie Chan. Okay, like I said, we're covering top movie fighters. So if we're talking about Jackie Chan, of course, Bruce Lee would be number one. Jackie Chan would be number two. And the reason why we would say Jackie Chan is number two, not necessarily we're putting it in order, but we're going just counting.
I would like I don't disagree with that.
Number two,
because Jackie Chan. One thing about Jackie Chan, unlike Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan has longevity, and consistency.
Yes, longevity. Well, I mean, Bruce Lee has longevity and consistency.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as far as films wise.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
I got you.
I'm you know what I mean? I'm not, I'm
when I get into fighting, okay, I got you.
Because we know this is not real fighting.
Correct.
We're not talking about
right. So I don't want anybody to we're actually basing it. They actually are like, no, we understand that while these entertainers may be, they may be real. Some of them, most of them are actual real martial artists. Yeah. We do understand that, look, all due respect, I've been in street fights before, and there's not one time that I was able to do half of the stuff that Jackie Chan was able to do. Okay, just gonna be honest. And I'm a decent martial artist, but no, okay, no. When it's time to throw hands, you're literally throwing hands. You're not thinking about straight punch, block this. You're like, oh man, don't get punched, don't get stabbed, don't you know what I'm saying?
Because you don't know if I was finna say
I don't want to get jumped. You're not thinking about all of it. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say you don't know if that nigga might pull out something,
you know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about it. You're like, oh man, it's good. The only thing anybody that's been in a street fight, the only thing that's going in your mind is it's about to go down. That's the only thing that's going through your head. I need to get the hell out of here. That's it. Either that or like, I'm gonna knock this dude the hell out. It's one of those three things that's running through your head. You're not like, I'm gonna jump off of that table and I'm gonna slide under the car and I'm gonna hit him with this tire. And then after that, I'm gonna grab this. No, you ain't thinking about none of that. You're just like, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? So, we understand that,
end it as quickly as possible.
We understand that, I would probably say maybe, call me a Bruce Lee nut, but maybe the only person who actually can do the stuff that he actually was doing in the street fight is probably Bruce Lee, because he actually really tried to, portray what it was that he, his style in its rawest form. Like he really honestly was always trying, like on screen, off screen, he really was trying just to be Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say maybe him. He's probably like one of the only people that I could think of. But I would say this. Another person who I could honestly see, who honestly probably does fight the way that they portray themselves on film, is I would say that Michael Jai White.
Oh yeah,
I would definitely say Michael Jai White, because he's a real big powerhouse. You know what I'm saying?
And on top of that, like Michael Jai White, like from. Okay, we're not about to get into too much detail about their styles of fighting.
If you've ever watched the dog on YouTube, the Facebook, you know where this conversation can go real quick.
Right, but we only basing it off upon movies.
Yes.
So like if you look at his movies, right, he done the Mike Tyson movie.
Yep.
So the boxing.
That's what I believe that was his claim to fame there.
Yeah.
He did a couple of movies before, but he was like a background guy.
Yeah. And then I forget the one that prison movie that he did.
Prison movie, Undisputed 2.
No.
Not that one.
No, he had
Blood and Bone.
Yeah, that's the one.
Blood and Bone.
Yeah, and it's a clip on YouTube where he was demonstrating a punch.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, he was demonstrating it
when he was what's
his name? Rest in peace.
Yeah.
My boy.
Oh, God.
Rest in peace.
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo. Yeah. And like I'm gonna be honest with you, the way he explained it,
he broke it down
from a novice.
So beautifully.
I promise you,
he broke it down so beautifully.
It made you want to
try it, and not only to try it
way.
It made you
understand.
He broke it down to where not only did you want to try it to be the person to do it, you wanted to try it to be the person on the receiving end.
Yeah,
that's where he sold it that much when he was breaking it down and he was trying to bring it again. Kimbo just couldn't get it. But when I was listening to how he was doing it, it was like it was like, man, I understand completely
what he said, because basically, like the basis of everything that he was saying is it as a fighter, right? As a boxer, you don't want to telegraph your punches.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He's got it on his show. He's got a YouTube channel where he breaks down like how to, you know, how not to tell him how to
breaks down, like you know, and one thing I like about Michael Jai is that, you know, he likes to distribute his knowledge just like Bruce Lee. Yes. He likes to give the knowledge to whomever. It doesn't, you know what I mean? He's just trying to,
and he loves to train.
Yeah, he loves it. But you could tell like that's what he loves. He loves fighting. Yes. He loves the sport. He loves the competition. He loves the competitiveness. You know what I mean? And for you know, grown men, sometimes it's hard for them to accept knowledge sometimes. Because
more or less get past their ego to accept.
Yeah, you know. But the thing here is, when you got a person like Michael Jai who's explaining, you know, instead of
he was explaining,
he's saying going straight. But going straight is more toward. But he based his upon everything what he was talking about was basically talking about the perception of the eye,
and that's what made it so beautiful.
Not so much the actual. It wasn't just you know what I mean.
He was explaining from a martial artist point of view, as well as from a martial arts choreographer.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, from movie and actual like experience. Like, this is how I do it in real fights, and this is the best way to do it in film. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made the explanation so.
Even in real life, I was like, yo, if I'm punching somebody, I'm punching them straight forward, and they ain't gonna see it. He said, but and to be honest with you, if it is honest to God true, if you literally take a finger, your own finger, and put it and you start putting it close,
you start to lose the sight. You start to lose sight.
And I'm like, yo, it's just
same way with a punch. That's why they say the main thing. If you're gonna punch it, if you're gonna start off with punching anybody, you punch them either like red. You want to be careful punching them in the forehead, because you know.
But that's why they say the jab.
You hit them in the nose, or you punch them in the red, because it's like one straight up the middle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you notice, if somebody who gets hit with a jab, any kind of straight punch, it's like automatic. Even if they don't get hit, they're gonna move back like they got hit. It's like it's you know, it's just as devastating not getting hit with a jab, because you leave yourself open for several other attacks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, most people, you jab at them, they're gonna dip, they're gonna do something, and most of them close their eyes. They're gonna, like, whatever they do, they close their eyes.
Flinching, they doing, and
all it takes a split second.
Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying?
There's only a few people that doesn't even use a jab.
God, who? Okay, Tony Jaa doesn't use a jab.
I know Mike Tyson ain't in this, and he ain't part of this discussion, but if you ever watch Tyson fights, he's not jabbing. That's how deadly he is without a jab, bro.
He jabs,
without a jab, bro.
If he's jabbing,
he wasn't even listen. He was his whole thing. I know we get up
hooks and uppercuts.
It ain't even that. It's not even before he gets to the hooks and uppercuts. The fact is, the moment the bell starts, he's going straight towards you.
Yeah, he's coming
in so close to where it's.
But that's because he knows his strength.
Yeah,
he knows his strength is an inside fighter.
And what he's doing is he's taking away the jab. Because you so close, the jab is to keep distance.
Yes,
the jab is to keep you away.
But if you look at all this training videos,
you look at him. He's coming in.
He's trained like how to duck and dodge to get past that jab.
It's that peekaboo style, and he's literally coming in like this, and you like, oh. You like, okay, I gotta keep him off.
Like, all due respect, we'll put him in there, because he was in Ip Man 3, and when you know, that was Mike all day. That was nothing fake. That was Mike all day.
Yo, and this the craziest thing. Hold up, Donnie Yen. Say how much respect that he had for Tyson. He said he had like love for him and everything like that. And of course, Tyson the same way to Donnie Yen. I love Donnie Yen, man. Hey, real talk, bro. Donnie Yen is
he's the man. He's the man. Donnie, you the man.
5. Bruce, Jackie Chan, Michael Jai. You know my Tony Jai. I don't care what y'all say. Tony Jai is on there, and then Donnie Yen. That's it.
Donnie Yen, you're my guy. You are my guy.
Them five movie fighters would destroy any 5 movie fighters.
Like you know, Chuck, you're number 6.
No, I put Van Damme.
Chuck Norris number 7.
Van Damme.
You put Van Damme over Chuck.
Van Damme is number 6.
No, Chuck Norris is number 6.
Man, that kick by the what you call movie alone, Bloodsport alone, bro. When Bloodsport came out, I remember when Bloodsport used to come out like at 11 o'clock at night.
Bloodsport, you couldn't stop. There was never a time.
It don't matter.
You did not watch Bloodsport.
You always wanted to watch it came out. You like, all right. You knew all of it. But you know what? Man, Van Damme.
Because I mean, you got to understand. But you also got to understand, mind you. I'm not saying that Chuck Norris is the godfather of kicking. But mind you, Chuck Norris really brought in into the movies. He brought a lot into the movies. A lot of the high kicks.
Yeah, but it wasn't like
bro. Now don't get me wrong.
Van Damme. He got one of the look. It's 2 people. I'm gonna say 3. No, it's 3 people I got in mind, but it's 2 people I could think of right now. They got some of the sweetest kicks I ever seen in my life. Van Damme. Mm-hmm. And this is another person who was not in movies. The Heartbreak Kid.
Gotta love Shawn Michaels. Gotta love that sweet chin music. Gotta love
that sweet chin music.
I don't care who. Everybody has tried. Everybody has tried.
Dude, look out. They was getting laid out.
Back when Shawn Michaels was a part of the tag team, the Rockers, he was laying people out with that sweet chin music.
Even with the X.
He was back in the 80s when he was in the tag team, all the way when he came into his own. When he came into his own as a Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah, it was Heartbreak Kid and Marty Jannetty. That was the Rockers. Mm-hmm. But then they split up. But anyway, if you YouTube Heartbreak Kid's kicks, bro, they all sound like this. Every last one of them. Perfect. And you can hear, look, you can hear throughout the
because I mean, if you anybody who YouTubes or look up any of the show, look at it with kick. This is all you hear. You hear it every time.
Bro, I'm watching it and be like, and I know what's finna happen.
You already know.
And I'm still like,
connection like
you just. And then hold up, bro. And this the thing here. It's the after effect. You just see him laying out.
You see like everybody, chin goes up.
They just like,
chin goes up.
Just sitting there breathing hard. They like,
every last one of them.
All of them laid out. They like, bro.
You see that chin go up?
I'm not finna
you
go
see
up.
The opponent go down. It's over with.
That sweet chin, bro.
And nobody could do it better than Shawn Michaels. I'm sorry.
I know
a lot of y'all wrestlers try.
But you know what? I take that back. I don't care.
He's an entertainer.
We're putting him in there. Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
Honorable mention, Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Thank you, Shawn, for that sweet chin music. Thank you very much,
bro. Love it.
That is
to this day.
That is a song we never get tired of.
Yeah.
All right,
bro. He had on cowboy boots doing this stuff. Bitch getting kicked, right? We all know how hard. Look, the strongest muscle in the body is your leg. I don't care what you say or what you do. Your arms is not stronger than your legs. Your legs is the biggest extremity on your body.
And the legs are being used at all times. No offense to
it has
folks.
All types of muscles. Not to say that your arms doesn't, but it doesn't have the muscle.
You're not standing on your legs as much as you use your, like, you know what I'm saying? You as much as you use your arms, I believe you use your legs like what, 4 or 5 times, 10 times more. So, you know what I'm saying?
The muscles in the thighs alone is bigger than any muscles that's on your body. Just in the thigh area, all that from the back, whatever you want, what part of it don't matter what you say. Is all that. And this man was kicking people with cowboy boots on in the face. So these wasn't kicks in the chest where you could
get them all right.
You could take them right. You could take these blows to the chest
all day.
A lot
You can take those all the
You know what I mean?
It'll knock the wind out of you.
Right. You can still, but at the same time, everybody knows
right
a headshot.
Now, anybody who's new to fighting, anybody who doesn't know, if you really want to knock somebody out, this is a sweet spot right here, and right along the jawline. He get him right here every time. Pop, right there.
Sound like he was hitting mosquitoes.
Tag,
boy. Well, I love Sean, boy. That's my dog right there.
So, John Michaels, you get an honorable mention.
On the real. You in the top 10.
You get
he in the top 10. I don't care what nobody say. He in the top 10.
So we're gonna probably have to change it. We're gonna change it to entertainment. As far as anybody.
Then The Rock, I gotta put The Rock. The Rock is number.
The Rock.
I love The Rock.
When does he kick? He's got a front kick to do your DDT.
Bro, I love The Rock. So, okay, then it's Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan.
Wait, you never said number 3. Who's the number 3 for kick? We got
for kicks.
You were going for kicks.
I said Van Damme.
Rock, you always good, but we got to finish the kicks
I'm sorry.
before we move on to you.
To the fighters. Okay, Van Damme.
Okay,
but you know what it is about Van Damme, bro? I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's the way his kicks look. Always,
because they're always picture perfect.
They look.
You
know what I mean?
Perfect.
Like,
but
it was like
it's like you could tell. Like honestly. With the way Van Damme kicked, although it looked like movie picture perfect, you could honestly tell if anybody got really honestly hit. If I'm not Chris Hemsworth was talking about how he was doing Expendables.
Yeah,
he was like one of Van Damme's pull kicks, the practice kicks that they use for movies, knocked him on his behind every time. Said he said he could barely take it. And I mean, Chris Hemsworth is a pretty. I would hope he looks like a tough dude. But that's the guy that plays Thor for most people that don't know.
But I don't think he's you can't be doing all those Marvel films because you gotta because they're gonna be pulling you with those pulleys and stuff like that. So you going to get bruised up. You in those movies, these big budget films, you on a workout regimen.
Yep.
He did you see how he looked?
Rip, dude.
So I'm not. I know that doesn't. I know people could say like, oh, you know. That doesn't mean anything. Like, it's a difference between the fighting. But what I'm saying here is you're building up mass. You're building up muscle to absorb.
Yes.
So for somebody
you gotta have some kind of body mass about you to take because I mean, like you said, those harnesses, those are no joke. Those hurt. Bro, go and somebody just goes like, they're like, all right, you're gonna run, and then we're gonna yank you, and then you're just like, you gotta, You look at any behind the scenes and look at how they yank those doggone harnesses. You have to actually train in those before they put you in the movie. You have to train to get used to those harnesses. You got to train.
They doing that. Remember, they doing all that stuff about 2-3 months before they start shooting.
Yep. So if
you don't know, film,
prime example. And I got to put him in here too. Neo. Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. He's like he grew. Like he came up quick. I want to put him in as a martial artist, as a movie martial artist. And the only reason why I don't want to put him in that because I got something else I would like to put him in. Oh God, let me see. What do you got to put him in? Okay, like if we talk about Keanu, okay, far as like if we're gonna do movies, like far as like just badass like fighter / hitman / you know what I mean? Like we're gonna do a hitman episode. Like you because I mean because I got a couple of hitman. There's a couple like I don't want to say like hitman, but like because like when I'm thinking of Keanu, right? Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm basing it off of John Wick. John Wick. But then when you think about John Wick, it's a whole bunch of films because you can even put what's his name in there? GoldenEye, James Bond. The new. I'm just saying James Bond. But which one is that? Like action. You talking about action? You know, like an action. Like I don't want to say superhero. Are we talking about? But are we talking about what's the God with Greg? The newer. Is his name Greg? I forget the new guy, the new James. Well, I like him. New. I like him too.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
I like him.
Well, Pierce Brosnan didn't really do a lot of
No. Pierce Brosnan was more of the face. While the guy that they got now,
oh, he's gritty. That dude is gritty.
That's what I like about him. Like he got the grit and is like he could take a punch.
Yes,
to me, like in the film, you know, don't get me wrong now. You could be the pretty boy in the film, but if you're doing an action film, you can't be a pretty boy and can't take no punch.
Sorry, that's
because you can't be delivering punches and
never take one. Like that's impossible.
No,
all right?
nah, bro.
I don't care. I don't care. Anybody who ever says I want to take martial arts to learn how to beat people up, you're still going to get hit a lot of times. So let's get that out of your head right now.
Tyson said one of the greatest quotes. Everybody think I'm probably messing it up, but everybody think they tough until they get punched.
That first punch,
you don't know how you gonna react until
you got like you try like you'll muscle through it. Trust me, this is a guy I've been punched several times. Like you come in like yeah, man, we gotta do pow.
Rethink your whole train of thought.
Okay, wait a minute. We okay. No, this is serious.
Yeah,
we gotta go.
Rethink your whole train of thought.
It puts everything in proper perspective. So I don't care if you get hit with gloves. I don't care if you get hit with a stick. I don't care if you get hit punched in the face. However it is, you get that. Especially if you get one to the face. It rearranges your whole world in 3 seconds.
Word up.
Split seconds at that. And so you know what I'm saying. So all right,
but it's Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
I mean, of course, Van Damme, Shawn Michaels. And hey, what was the other person? Oh, you know who I like, who got great kicks to me with the form and everything? The guy that was in Undisputed 2.
Scott Atkins. Scott Atkins is my number 2. You put me in, you give me a team. You give me a team. Bruce Lee, Donnie Yen, Scott Atkins.
Scott Atkins ain't no joke.
Because Scott Atkins is the man. Like he's so
underrated.
I watch your kicking tutorials.
I watch your Scott Atkins, man. I know you underrated with a lot of
very
stuff,
underrated. All due respect.
But you great, bro.
I love your work.
Yeah.
I truly love it. I look from Accident Man to
Scott
everything
Atkins.
you do.
Scott
Ninja 2. I love all of your work.
Scott Atkins, I like the way I like his form. Like he looks like on film, right? He looks like this big husky guy, but he's so short. Agile, though.
He's a very short guy.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he looks big, but he got the agility to move. Like I'm not saying that he's like bendable, flexible type movement. I'm just saying like he can get in and out of his. You see what I'm saying? Like he's going to get in and out of whatever he's doing, whether it's from the punches to
he is fast. He has got some serious speed.
You know what I noticed about him, bro? I'm not lying to you. Watching, matter of fact, since I brought it up, Undisputed 2, what I noticed about in that film, his hip rotation.
Yes.
That's another thing too.
You need proper hip rotation because it doesn't matter what rotation.
You got
them roundhouse kicks, especially when you're doing like a lot of jump kicks. Yeah. Like you're like, oh, we all know that of course a roundhouse kick comes all the way around, so of course you're going to need the hip rotation. But when you're doing something because he's doing like a lot of aerial kicks, so when you're doing a lot of those aerial kicks, you need that hip movement to help deliver. Like you know what I'm saying, like. The way that even like a Muay Thai fighter, right? Yes. Even when you kicking low on the shin, or if you're going up to the thighs, if you're working on those, you gotta work. You gotta work. Because it's like you get from your, it's all come from the ground, but it's like a solid. Because that's your base, and you coming out. If you lifting up your feet to do anything, that means you leaving half of your base open. And when you snap those hips, that's where that's like the final pop of your power. It's like it all like ends in that tail end.
I just thought about something, bro. Shawn Michaels was doing the kicks like this. It wasn't even like rounding off. No, he was
just sliding to it. Like if you look at it, but see here, that's what I'm about to say. To be honest with you, because if you look at who is Michael Jai White's training videos,
I know what you're talking about.
Are showing exactly what Shawn Michaels been doing from day one.
Absolutely right.
This is what Shawn Michaels been doing from day one. He's showing if anybody look at Michael Jai White's videos, he shows you how to do. He shows you how to do like he's like how
on that punching bag.
You slide into your punch, you slide into your kicks. Yep.
Man, he got that down pat.
Oh yes, he does.
I know exactly what video.
Yes,
he got that. I forget what kick he called it. Like a side kick. That's all it is. It's just a slide kick,
sliding
right?
side kick. Yeah.
That sliding side kick.
It puts you in the mind of Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat when he does his shadow kick.
Yep. Michael J. You know what?
But then as
far as kicks go, Michael J. White might be top 5 with that too.
Probably might. I don't
entertainment. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Entertainment. He might be top 5 with them kicks.
That's it, but yeah.
He might I'm just saying if we looking through.
I need to go back. I need to go back and look up and see what movies he did where he actually did some kicks. He didn't really do. He don't really
do a lot. But when he does them, that's what I'm saying. Like when he decides to use his legs, bro. It like real talk. Like when he, matter of fact, in that Blood and Bones, he was using a lot of it. Mm-hmm. That sequence when he was in that street fight,
but see,
he was breaking them all down.
He knew. But see, here's the thing with Michael Jai White. He knows, and I'm not saying this about that nobody else does, but I would say he capitalizes on where to hit you. You know what I'm saying? Like I see that in a lot of his movies. He's the kind of individual, like, if he's going to fight, he's going to make sure that he hits you
to break.
He's going to hit you in the right spots to break you down.
Like that's one thing I like about fighting. It's not how fast you can knock somebody out.
Right.
I like, don't get me wrong. Now, of course, if you can knock them out, knock them out. But if you able to break somebody down,
that's just fun to watch.
That's a whole nother level, because now it's not all about the physical tools, because it's coming up here too. That man he already been playing these moves out way ahead.
But that's kind of what made George Foreman. That's what made people like to watch him, because he was somebody who he wasn't somebody like who was a knockout king. He just liked to break you down. He come in like punching spots that with the way
but
down.
he didn't see what the rope-a-dope did to Foreman, right? I'm gonna tell you why I cracked Foreman, because what it was is it wasn't the power,
right?
Because if you can, for you to be okay, let's put it like this. All right, this is how I want to say it. All right, so you the opponent of George Foreman, right? So for you to go against a prime George Foreman, right? One, you had to have endurance.
You had to have endurance, yes,
and stamina, because you're gonna need the stamina to endure the punishment that you're going to take from him. See what I mean?
Yes.
So what it was is, once you able to endure that punishment, and you still got that stamina, and you know what I mean? And if you allowed yourself to take this punishment, and he's wearing himself out now,
because
it takes all.
He's throwing a lot of heavy punches.
He's throwing heavy blows.
He did not hold back at all.
Right,
he didn't hold back.
When you throwing them heavy blows, there's a lot of energy in that punch.
Especially
a lot of strength. Yeah,
there's more energy. You spend more energy missing a hit than you do, delivering one. If I hit you. Right, I get pushing more than doing this.
Yeah,
I'm pushing more energy out, because it's like, you got to understand this. There's not, you know what I'm saying. I don't have to, like, it's the energy is like it stops, but I can always. But this, I got to bring my own energy back.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying. I have nothing to stop to bring it back. So when you throw a punch and you miss, you're spending so much more energy. That's the reason why in boxing, especially in boxing. They make sure to count those hits, and then they make sure to like compare like how many hits the fighter missed, and then look at how he's like, how does he look? That counts, because that him throwing on them hits and missing.
They count everything. They count how many punches you throw, how many punches land, how many punches miss, which one was uppercuts,
jab,
which one
cross
was power punches. All of that type of stuff. See, that's what people really mess up. Like, it really is a science.
If you look at the stats, it's like, it really is. Because if you look at the stats, like, okay, look at a fight. If you ever get the chance to look at a decent fight where they don't go in and knock each other out in like the first 2 rounds, look at, I would say by the 3rd round, because trust me, I don't care how much training you do. By the time you hit round 3, dude, I train like crazy. And by round 3, whether I'm boxing or whether I'm doing UFC type fighting, by round 3, dude, I'm tired.
Yeah, ain't it
All
only
right.
3 rounds in UFC?
Yeah, it's only 3 rounds in
That's what
UFC.
I'm saying.
Some of them,
Like,
there are some that go like 5.
Conor McGregor couldn't even last 2 rounds sometimes.
He couldn't. When Conor McGregor fought, what's his face, Mayweather. You look at how Conor. By the time
really thought he was going to.
By the time Conor McGregor hit round 4, round 5, you saw he was done. He mentally checked out.
He was already
all right.
Done.
You could tell because
he already had that money in the bank.
That's all that kept going. I'm getting paid. I got a paycheck. I'm getting paid.
I take that fight too. I'll get $100 million to get my ass whooped.
Let's do it.
Dog it.
Let's do it.
I got enough to fix all of this after this.
Let's do it. I'll get talked about by anybody. And like, hell, I'm a millionaire. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Okay, they ain't gonna see me anyway. Bro,
taking this money, I'm out.
Bro, please don't get me started with that McGregor and May, because you know how I feel about Mayweather. That's my dog right there.
I don't know. I don't know why. Of course, it was all about money. Of course, it was all about money.
Yeah, but my whole thing was like everybody wanted to put Mayweather knew.
That's like when they built up the argument that Ronda Rousey could take out male fighters. All right, that was just like you're just like y'all. Whoever honestly would have thought. And no offense to you, Conor McGregor. But honestly, in UFC, you are my top guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. In UFC,
we talk about boxing.
But that's what I'm saying. We're talking about boxing right
now.
So we're talking about boxing. Honestly, it was nice.
I enjoyed the fight. I watched. I ordered the fight.
It was nice that
I wanted to see the fight.
I love the fact that you felt up to the challenge.
Man, and I'm not knocking Conor McGregor.
No,
he did actually for somebody.
He did good. He
make the transition. 7 rounds, bro.
To make the transition, yes.
He lasted 7 rounds.
To make that transition, he did very well.
So for you, 7 rounds.
Because I mean, you got
a hard thing to do.
You got to look at it like he's used to training like full body.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. I could see time in the fight where he really wanted to use some legs. He wanted to kick. He wanted to.
Bro,
he had to like kind of
even in the fight. He was doing those what you call punches. It's a no in boxing.
Yep,
you can't do them behind them hammer. Yeah, he was doing. You seen he did it in matter of fact round 2.
Yeah,
he was doing it. Like it. You know what else I noticed though? But you could tell Conor McGregor he's a trained fighter, very trained. You want to know why? Because it was a couple times when Mayweather did decide to throw some shots. To get up out the way of the shot and to that's how Conor McGregor was so nice. Yeah, Conor McGregor, a lot of his punches, the land punches that he got was coming off of counters.
Yes,
his counter game was. When I was watching that, I was like, "Oh, he got a great counter game.
He was very good.
He's got a great counter game.
If you look at him in UFC, he's very good at counter.
Yeah, he got a great counter game. But I mean, it's 2 different. I don't never compare the 2. I don't know why people try to do all of that. It's not the same.
It's not.
It's not really the same.
I mean, kind of learned that firsthand.
So, yeah, it's not the same.
While I would say he could possibly become a good boxer, he could. He has the potential. I would say he should probably just do as he did and just stick to
UFC is what he is. That's his thing. And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all.
But with Mayweather though, look, all right now, look, don't get me started. Look, there are geniuses in this world.
Mayweather
are geniuses. Mayweather, prodigies.
I say Mayweather is a prodigy.
Mayweather is a prodigy. Don't matter what you say. His bloodline show you that he was destined to become a prodigy. Mm-hmm. Your bloodline has something to do with it. That's why you breed certain dogs. Not calling him a dog.
Mind you, we don't believe in the theory of evolution, but at the same time,
everybody knows
those types of those principles do still apply.
Hold up, those principles still apply with a woman.
For you, those who aren't virgins out there, you know what we're talking about.
Same thing with a man. A man, when he's looking for a woman, you looking at the genetics. You looking at those.
There's a certain
that all play a role in it. His father, his uncle, boxers. And on top of that, he was doing the ass since he was what 3 years old? Mm-hmm. Come on, man.
Or going back to The Rock. The Rock had his grandfather, and his father.
Now he was destined to be like when you see when these people get to those certain heights, to me, same thing with Tyson. Tyson was a prodigy.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson
Yes.
was Tyson was in his era. He was the only prodigy
at
to
that
even
time.
come out.
At that
there
time,
was no other. Listen,
everybody else worked their way. Everybody else.
Customato knew he had a prodigy. Not only that, Customato. Listen. Mike Tyson had the respect from not only Customato, he had the respect and love from Muhammad Ali,
mm-hmm.
the greatest. Even Muhammad Ali knew who Tyson was. Matter of fact, Muhammad Ali told Frazier when Frazier had won the belt. He had came back and won the heavyweight belt.
Mm-hmm.
I forget which belt it was, but he had won the belt.
Wasn't that from when he beat Buster Douglas?
One of those. No. It was before that. Because this was
this before Tyson won the belt?
No. Tyson had became champion.
Tyson, okay.
Remember, Tyson became still to this day,
youngest champion.
The youngest champion.
Youngest heavyweight
champion. Hold up and check out this. He could have got it sooner.
Y'all didn't know that.
And on top of that, he could have represented the USA in the for the gold. And matter of fact, the person that beat him out, who won for the team for the USA team, he became a professional boxer. Mike Tyson fought him and beat his ass.
Badly, mind you. Very badly. I think Tyson I think he felt some kind of way about that. I really honestly do. Because he embarrassed that guy. I don't even remember his name. See, look, he embarrassed him horribly.
These people, look, a lot of times people who got like problems, like sometimes mental problems, you know, they always say geniuses is kind of they got problems, like life problems. But what those
life problems, they use that in whatever craft they got to help them.
Right, but the craft that they're, you know, whatever their specific craft, they're so excellent and great in that one specific craft where everything else could be in shambles. But you put Tyson in the ring, a focused, motivated Tyson in the ring, becomes a heavyweight champ, becomes one of the greatest champs of all time.
And mind you, while Tyson was one of the, you got to understand, Tyson also did not have that long of a run.
Bro.
You got to understand. So, I mean, look at what he did in a short period of time. And mind you, I'm not saying that years aren't a short period of time, but you look at this compared to how many years Mayweather was in the ring.
About
you look at how many
6 to 7 years.
You look at how many years Mayweather's been in there. Holyfield's been in there. Who else do we have? Tommy Gunn. You look at all these different people.
Tommy Gunn was good.
Real good.
Tommy Gunn had. Please. Hey, we're gonna get to boxing. We're gonna do a list on boxing. We're gonna do a lot of lists on boxing. But Tommy Gunn was Tommy Gunn had, man. He had. I think it was his hook, right?
Yes.
His right hook was like Tommy Gunn.
So spot on.
Yep. And he had power with it. He was Tommy Gunn ain't no joke. A lot of people
he was a powerhouse all the way. He really was. But
built too.
But when he hit,
like it too, and could take a punch
that's
too.
That's the reason why they put him on. If anybody who doesn't know Tommy Gunn is, look at Rocky 5. Rocky 4. Rocky 4.
When he was like sort of retired.
He was the guy that fought Rocky in the street fight.
In the street fight in the alley.
That's Tommy Gunn.
Yep. And Tommy Gunn wasn't no joke though. No. Tommy Gunn was the real deal. See, and that's the thing here. When you watch and that's the evolution of fighting films to where they started to actually put real fighters.
Yes.
They was not, but we know, but like see, this the thing here. When you take a Wesley Snipes, when you take a Michael Jai White, a Bruce Lee.
Wesley Snipes got some good kicks.
That was going to be my third one.
Wesley Snipes has real good kicks.
He was going to be my third one. To be honest with you, Wesley Snipes do more kicks than Jai White would do.
Yes.
Wesley Snipes, he was going to actually be my third one. I was going to have Van Damme. Van Damme got the no homo. Van Damme got the prettiest kick bro. He got like.
I mean, dude, it's
so like
they're perfect.
Like
his
they
kicks
look
are
so
perfect.
Good,
like his kicks, all of his kicks, like there are
it's
no
so
like when you look at
kicks,
any of his
bro.
kicks, like they're full extension.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Full power, everything. Like his kicks are just like they are what everybody wants their kicks to be. I'm just gonna
Van Damme. I know he's not a tall man, but man, I think his legs is long, yo. His legs always look long. Like when you got long, strong legs, bro, you cannot get close to this man.
It's not necessarily that he's got long legs. It's the fact that he, okay, of course we all know.
I mean, I know, he can
do the full splits. That makes it to where when he's throwing a kick, when he's that flexibility, when you put that kick out there, that flexibility adds distance.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, his kicks look like this.
Straight.
Like my legs can't go like, and matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you another thing that I like about Van Damme. When he kick, he don't have to lean his whole body to the side.
Like he can
when
straight up and just
he can like do you know how hard that is to have your body like this to do that?
It's not easy.
A lot of times you're doing this
you gotta
to do that.
You know what I'm saying? They teach you to lean to lean to get those kicks higher.
Yeah.
But mind you, he's been doing splits, so therefore it's like
he will go up, and he can go up